and vice versa. So just, it doesn't matter whether they understand or not. Be the same. Don't be two-faced. Be one-faced. Just be the Christian face. And tell them you're praying and you're asking God for this, or God's talking to you, or God's challenged you to be a different person in the area of your finances or in the way that you treat someone. When you share these kinds of things with unbelievers, everything changes. And the outward component goes straight up, right? Next thing. There's a guy named Dave Earley. He's one of the authors that I represent at Touch Publications, and he wrote a book called 8 Habits of Effective Small Group Leaders. And in it, he talks about evangelism, relational evangelism, like I'm talking about. And it's not about 4 spiritual laws, and if you died today, you were to appear before God, and he were to say to you, why should I let you into my heaven? What would your answer be? And with total strangers and things like this. He recommends, win the unbeliever to yourself as a real friend. Then win him to other Christians you know, hopefully in your life group, as friends, so that you're all friends, and then they will be won to Christ. This is just a typical, consistent pattern of, I'm going to win you as a real friend by asking you for help, by confiding you, showing you how much I love God, by talking to you the same way that I talk to my Christian friends, involving you, actually liking you enough to introduce you to my friends. For you to introduce a new friend to your existing friends, it better be a pretty good friend, right? Because you don't want those two being oil and water. So when you do that, you'll find that they will come to Christ. Now, how many of you had an aha moment with any of these? That, you know what I mean? In Japan, when I teach this, it's an ah-so moment. So here it would be aha moment. You just, that's new. Very quickly before we go on, if you learn something new during this outward part, just share it with something. The thing he said, the biggest thing he said was, finish that sentence for me, and then we'll go to the next one. Pretty good. Inwards, people feel fairly confident in inward because there's food involved, and then outward is low, and then forward seems to be very, very low with most folks. We'll find out how healthy your forward lifestyle is with a few questions here. Do you know what the next big thing God is leading you in? What's the next big thing that God has for you? Do you know what it is or not? And then the second question I want you to ask each other, and this is once again standing up with your discussion buddies, in what specific ways are you pressing into God right now? What are you really asking him to show you or help you understand in your life, right? And then the third one is, do you feel like you're maturing in your faith? Are you growing? And if you are, why do you think you're growing? And if you're not, what do you think's holding you back, right? These are tough questions, but you've had a little break, you've had some opportunity for caffeine, you've had some sugar in you. I'm looking forward to seeing some real vibrant discussions here, right? So you have to work up an appetite for dinner. So stand up and answer those 3 questions, and you take the time that you need to do that.